Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So here we are with NIO once again. If you watched the last video, I ended up buying 200 shares of it, and 100 of those shares I put in a covered call contract. I got paid $440. Now the other 100 shares that I had, I was saving for a swing trade or possibly another covered call if the price of the stock went up higher so I can receive more premium. Now when we buy stock or when we try to sell it for a profit, it's pretty impossible to identify the tops and the bottoms. So what happened with NIO and with all the tech stocks, they ended up dropping down in price. Now I ended up averaging down also. Now my average cost is $53.11. Total investment $31,866. And if you've been watching my NIO videos, you know that I've been through this before. I've been down on the stock, but I've been writing covered calls as a way to give me downside protection. And yes, you can also buy some put options, for example, to make money on the price of the stock falling, or in other brokerages, you can even short a stock. Except I like writing covered calls because in a way, it almost feels like I'm shorting my own stock already. I'm making money as the price of a stock is falling because I can buy the options back for cheaper or simply let them expire and roll them over. And on 600 shares, the premium on a monthly basis is well worth it. At least to me it is. Now the ones I did today are very short-term ones. I have 6 sell calls and 1 buy call. On the sell calls, I didn't get much premium because the strike price is $60 and the price of a stock, well, as you can see, it's like around 50 right now. So the premium is not a lot because the expiration date is also only 4 days away. So the strike price is 60, expiration date is this Friday. For one of them, I got $17, which is not a lot, like I said, but it's due because of the strike price and the expiration date that I picked. On this one, I got $115. Now, I do these kind of trades because it's very unlikely for my shares to get taken away at $60 strike price between now and Friday. But even if they do, well, I would be very profitable because I bought them. Basically, my average cost is $53.11 now. And NIO's earnings are actually coming up March 1st. In my opinion, that is another reason for the drop. I know the whole EV sector was down, tech stocks were down, but the commodity stocks were actually up. So when it comes down to selling covered calls, I love making these kind of videos with examples because anybody that's just starting out can get a basic idea as to how to use this strategy and make money. There's also people that like selling covered calls, but they don't really want to get assigned. They don't want to get their shares taken away. Now, I'm in it to make some money. As long as my shares get taken away and I'm making some money, I'm okay with that. There's been instances where the price of the stock just goes higher. I miss out on extra gains, but I'm not losing money. I'm just missing out on extra gains, but I'm making money. So my average cost right now is $53.11. Let's assume I picked the $53.50 strike price. 6 contracts. If you're optimistic like me, we're not making much in capital gains, assuming our shares get taken away. But $2,628 in premium, it can definitely pay for some rent, some mortgage payment, car payment, groceries. I mean, it can do a lot of things, right? I'm in it to make some money, like I said. Now, if you think, let's say, I'll give you another example because that was an out of the money covered call. But let's say if you think, because this is another thing a lot of people like doing too, I've done it myself too. If you think that the price of the stock might drop down some more and you're pretty certain about it, with this one, you got to be a little bit more careful because let's say I already have 600 shares at average cost $53.11. And I'm pretty sure, as an example, right? I'm pretty sure that NIO can drop some more to $47, $48, $45 maybe. I'm already down. I don't want to sell with a loss. I can either sell some out of the money covered calls like I just did, or I can also sell some in the money covered calls. Now let's assume, okay? Because a lot of people might make this mistake, and this is the reason I give these examples so you don't make these kind of mistakes. So let's assume you pick a strike price that's in the money. You see that big chunky premium. It's going to be tempting, but if you don't understand what's happening, What the contract says is basically you're willing to sell NIO at $45 between now, the time you send the order, and the expiration date, if NIO ends up above and stays above $45 by the last day of expiration. Now, yes, you're getting a lot more premium, but if your average cost is greater than what you're willing to give up your shares at, then you're going to be down, or you're basically giving up capital gains. So this is where I say it's got to make sense to you what you're doing, right, when you're selling these covered calls. In this case, now because of the break-even price, the only purpose or the only information it's given me, if you look at the break-even price under the $45 strike price, the only information that's given me, let's say for each 100 shares, it's as if I would have sold my NIO shares at $53.58 because of the premium that I'm collecting. So add the premium to the 100 shares at $45 that you're selling. And so we're not really making much money right there. You know, we're giving up capital for collecting a bigger premium. Right there, we wouldn't make that much money if our shares get taken away. It's going to be very little money. Now this, on the other hand, if NIO drops down in price under $45 and stays and floats around, let's say 42, 43 by the last day of expiration, in this case, we just basically ended up making a bigger chunk of premium for simply holding a stock compared to an out-of-the-money one. So in that case, we would have been a lot more profitable because of the premium. So you can always write near or at the money covered call. Just remember, you got to add the premium to what you're willing to sell your shares at. It'll give you the break-even price, the idea of where you're technically selling your shares at if you're adding the premium. So you got to be very careful with these kind of covered calls, the strike prices, the expiration dates, what you're willing to accept and all that. I mean, if you're into, let's say, selling premium, but not looking to get assigned your shares, let's assume you bought, the 600 shares right now, right, at $53.11. But you want to write some covered calls for next month, collect some premium, but you're not really looking to get your shares taken away or get assigned. Now, I would concentrate. This is the way I would do it. If you're long on NIO, you just want to hold it for the longest time, but at the same time want to make some extra money. Let's say we'll pick the furthest strike price that we can possibly pick, right? Now, $100. I'm actually surprised there's actually some open interest over here. It's not going to be much, but the likelihood of NIO reaching $100 between now and March 19th is very slim. That's why they're not going to pay you much. And the expiration date is only, less than a month away. It's still $144 on 600 shares. If I wanted to do this, well, $144, I mean, it can definitely pay for, a phone bill, 2 phone bills if you use Cricket or something. But, I mean, it's something, right? Take it as a premium because NIO doesn't, not a premium, a dividend, because NIO does not pay a dividend. But if you're doing these kind of trades, even on a weekly basis, let's say, something that's very unlikely. This is the kind of idea I want to give you that's very unlikely, okay? The unlikely, if you just want to collect premium. Let's say, what do it give us right here for these? See, these don't pay much, but if I was trying to do that, just sell some premium, but without getting my shares assigned, I'd pick the something that's very unlikely, which is not going to be much money, like I said. But on a weekly basis, it would almost feel like you're just basically getting a dividend on the stock. Now, it's not a dividend, I know, but I'm just trying to give you the optimistic way of thinking of how I think, right? There's actually some, open interest and volume on these. It's $24. The likelihood of NIO reaching $95 between now and the 26th, which is this Friday, it's very slim. It's like almost impossible, right? But again, nothing is impossible in the stock market. It can definitely do it, right? We never know. But it's very slim. The chances of it reaching 95 are very slim. But if I do this every week, let's say on a Tuesday, on a Wednesday, I'll collect, little chunks of premium here and there and still keep my shares. It's just little extra money adding up every single week, almost just like receiving a dividend each and every week. That's the way I would look at it. But I just want to give you these kind of examples for you guys so you guys can understand a little bit more, of how I think, any money that's coming into my account is, hey, money, right? As long as money's coming in, I'm happy with that. But if you guys want to see more of these videos, any more topics or anything like that, please leave a like, a comment down below. And until then, I'll see you guys on the next video.